It's Melissa from Melissa's Creations. Thank you so much for joining me for day 4 of my Tag Week series. If you haven't seen days 1 through 3 yet, please be sure that you subscribe to the channel and go down into the description box below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the links for days 1 through 3. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow when I am going to be displaying my video for Tag Week day number 5. That's the final day in the series. I made this adorable buffalo check tag with the, what is this? A Christmas tree on it, and I thought it turned out really beautiful. I'm in love with this red buffalo check, and you'll be able to see I have that throughout a lot of my decor. So this video, I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing with the items from the mini catalog and the celebration brochure that are coming out January 3rd. So you'll get a little bit of that, and we're gonna also put together this tag. Again, if you don't wanna see the unboxing, you can skip ahead a little bit. I'll have the timestamps down below in the description box. Otherwise, let's see what came in my goodie box for my pre-order for the mini catalog. All right, here is my nice big box. I know you can't see all of it, but don't worry. I'm just going to open it up and grab out what I want to show you guys. I got a very small amount of items in here. I'm going to be placing another order soon, but I just wanted to get my hands on a couple of things right away so that I could show you the beautiful things in here. All right, so I did order quite a few staple products as well. As you can see already, I've got some Stampin' dimensionals. I needed to stock back up on those. And I like having the adhesives on hand for my customers to use. And then I got a whole bunch of the snail adhesive refills. These are perfect. So I got 5 of those. Okay, now here comes the fun stuff, you guys. I'm so excited. So first of all, can we just talk about the Honey Bee set? Oh my gosh, this is the Honey Bee bundle, and it comes with the detailed bee dies. Oh, it's so pretty. This is in the mini catalog, again, available January 3rd. And it has a large bee and a smaller bee, and then some really nice sentiments, a fun little hive, and then these coordinating little flowers here. Super adorable, I love it. And then the dies coordinate with that and cuts out a variety of those images. So let's just pop these open. I'm going to be doing a workshop for my customers on New Year's Day, and it's going to be a crafty event, and I'm really excited for that. Oh my gosh, look at that. So this detailed bee here, oh, he is gorgeous. And then we have a little honeycomb piece. We've got both of those flowers, some little hearts. We can cut out the beehive and then the 2 other bee shapes. So I'm really looking forward to breaking this out and making a ton of really cool projects with it. I'm still on maternity leave right now, so I have a few more days. I go back just after the 1st of the year. I have a little bit longer that I get to be home with my baby, and while he's napping, which is a very rare occasion, Daddy's actually downstairs with him right now. That's the only reason I'm able to do Tag Week this week. But while he's napping, if he's being good or if Daddy's watching him, I will get crafty with some of those items. Okay, now to coordinate with that, when you spend $50 out of any of the catalogs or online, you qualify for a free celebration item. Again, this starts January 3rd. This is one of those celebration items that will be available January 3rd as well with a qualifying purchase. I'm going to open this up and show you in just a minute, but I want to get this box out of the way first. So let's get a couple more things out here. So I have here the Designer Series Paper 6x6 sampler, along with a really fun new tool, a mini paper cutter. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to dive in. I'll tell you more about this in just a minute, and then I'll show you that mini trimmer as well. And then here I have some fun goodies. I didn't have enough sequins in my life, so I went with the iridescent sequin assortment. Now this is a regular catalog item, and I also got the metallic baker's twine and sequins combo pack. This is gorgeous. I don't know if you can tell, but these sequins have stripes on them. They're kind of stripy. And then we have this beautiful baker's twine here with the metallic thread running through it. These will be perfect for our bee projects. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these yet. I'll probably end up doing some type of shaker cards with these. I just really loved all of those colors. And I can also put these individually onto cards. And I just really wanted some color in my crafting world, so I went ahead and got some of those. All right, let's open up some of these other items here. I'm gonna get this box out of the way. I'm gonna bring this paper back in so that we can see this beautiful paper in all its glory. Let's open this up. Now again, celebration item. This is called the Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. And it has gold foil running through it. So gorgeous. Oh my gosh, you guys. Now I wasn't the biggest fan of bees, but I really liked this set. I just liked the artistic drawing, the artistic style of the bees. They're not too realistic and they're not too cartoony. I just really appreciated that. And then we have this lovely honeycomb gold foil paper. Oh, it's so pretty. On the back of that, and all over bee and honeycomb and flowers. And then we have, oh, I think this is probably my favorite. Now, I am a huge fan of black and white and gold. That's probably why this paper spoke to me so much, is because of the gold foil along with the black and white theme. It just, it's like, the whole thing is just great. And then we have this lovely print there, and that on the reverse. I love these bees, and bonus, the little dies that we have cut these bees out. And they also cut out a couple of the other shapes, I believe, on some of the other paper here. So the flowers all over, but this beautiful stripe. I can see this making a gorgeous gift bag. I think that's what I'm gonna do with this. And of course, hopefully if I can, I will definitely film some tutorials out of all of this lovely, lovely paper. I bet those dies will cut these flowers out too. I have a feeling. And then we've got just this beautiful gold stitching on that side. So that is the celebration paper that is available with a qualifying $50 order. That's before shipping and tax. Now be prepared, because on January 3rd, that's when the mini catalog and the celebration flyer go live. Now we get into this beautiful designer series paper sampler along with the mini paper cutter. Now this is a really special thing that they have Stampin' Up! Is doing right now, because they are allowing demonstrators, new demonstrators, to put these into their starter kits. So these two items here, the designer series paper 6x6 sampler along with the mini paper cutter, are going to be yours free with a qualifying demonstrator sign up. So if you sign up to be an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator between January 3rd and March 31st of next year, you will receive these two items for free along with your choice of a stamp set. That is an amazing deal. If you're interested in learning more about becoming a demonstrator, hobby demonstrator, business demonstrator, or just for your own personal stash, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to you about joining my team. Currently, I have a pretty small team, which I really enjoy because that allows me to have one-on-one time with all of my demonstrators. I can really focus on what they need and how I can best help them. If you're interested in joining that team, I'd be happy to bring you on. Please let me know, and we can have a little conversation about what it means to you to become a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! So this sampler right here does include a few different papers from the mini catalog, as well as one of the papers from the celebration brochure. You get 12 double-sided designs, 2 double-sided sheets from 6 different designer series paper packs. There's a total of 48 sheets in here for each of 12 designs. So I'm not going to open this now, but I will do a little video on that later. and then the paper cutter. I am gonna actually use this in today's video, so I am gonna open this up so you can kind of see it and see it in action, because don't forget, we have a tag to make. So, oh my gosh, it is so flippin' cute. Oh my goodness. So it's just, I don't think it has a lock on it. It's just one of these little guillotine cutters. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's close enough. It's got rubber feet on these 4 feet here, and it only goes up to 4 1/4 inches, which is fine because there's a lot that you can do with 4 1/4. Oh, that is so adorable. I love it. Okay, and we can get started making our adorable tag for our Christmas boxes. So let's start with our real red piece. Now for the real red, we want to cut a piece that measures 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And we can cut this long piece on this little adorable, cute as a button paper trimmer. So I'm going to slide this in, and first we're going to do the 3 7/8 measurement. So we've got 3 1/2 here and 3 3/4. So 3 7/8 is right here. Takes me just a second to look at all the measurements and make sure I have it right. So there's 3 7/8, and then I'm going to rotate it and cut it at 2 7/8. It's right here before the 3. Okay, so there's 1. Now I am going to make multiples of this tag. I have a few pieces already cut out. I do need to trim them down, so we're going to go ahead and do that now and finish trimming that piece as well. So I'll end up with 5 tags total, 6 if you count the one I already made. So I need quite a few little pieces out of the basic gray. I need one that measures 3 by 4, and then I need another that measures 2 by 3. And I need that size for each tag. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all chopped up. So these smaller gray pieces that measure 2 by 3, we're actually going to be cutting these in half after we cut the tag topper on each end. So I only need 3 of these for 5 of my tags. And finally, we're going to cut down some of our very vanilla. We need 5 of these that measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I have 2 here, so we'll just cut a little bit more. This is already cut at 4 1/4, so I can just trim it down to what I need. A little tip when you're getting ready to cut your paper to go into this punch, cut it just slightly under 2 inches. That way it fits really well in here and you don't have to wiggle it around and get it stuck. If you go just under 2 inches, it'll be a perfect fit. All right, now that we have those punched, I'm going to bring back in my mini trimmer, and these were cut at 3 inches long, so I just need to trim them down to about 1 1/2, and that should be fairly even. All right, we're gonna get into some stamping now. So I have the tree and the sentiment, thinking of you this season, from the Winter Woods stamp set. So that's this tree here and this sentiment. We're going to be stamping those in the classic Stampin' Pad basic gray onto some crumb cake cardstock. I need 1 of each of these for each tag, so I'm going to do 5. From the In the Woods set that coordinates with the Winter Woods, I'm using the tree to cut my tree out. And I'm also using the rectangle stitched frameless dies. This is the smallest die out of this rectangle here. I'm going to use that to cut out the sentiment. So I'm going to run those through the Big Shot and I'll be right back. All right, now that that's all cut out, we are going to take our real red pieces and we're going to stamp the buffalo check background stamp onto these with our basic gray. And I am using the Stamparatus so that I get a good image every time. If I don't get a very good image, I can just go ahead and ink it back up again and keep going. So I'm just going to get this centered in here, ink it up. And it's not super dark. I do like kind of the more distressed look, but I'm going to ink it up one more time and see if I can't get it a little darker. Now you want to make sure that if you do stamp it again, it's in the exact same place that it was the first time. I have just a teeny bit of adhesive on this piece of paper behind the red, so that's keeping it down in place. So hopefully it stamps in the exact same spot, and it should on this one. I didn't see it move, but if it does move and you can't put it back in the same place, don't attempt to stamp it again. That looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the rest and we'll get to assembling this beautiful tag. All right, now we can get to the fun part, and that is assembling these tags. I have my Stampin' dimensionals here, I have my snail adhesive, and all of my tag pieces. So let's get started. I'll do one and show you my process, and then I'm going to assembly line the rest. So I have the gray, and I'm going to snail that onto my vanilla. And I like to line up 3 corners before I commit to putting down the 4th. That way I can try and get it as even around as possible. So there's that. Next up, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our buffalo check piece. And I like to load it up. I'm gonna put 1 in each corner. I am not skimpy when it comes to my dimensionals. I want this tag to be really sturdy. Now this might be overkill. You probably don't need this many. You could get away with 5, 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle. Or if you have the strips, you can do those too. But I, again, really want this to be a sturdy tag that the person will be able to use as part of their decor, or they can reuse next year if they go ahead and put some other thing on the back. If I write on this, they can cover it up with another piece of cardstock and they can reuse the tag next year. Before I stick these down to this piece, I'm actually going to take one of my little gray tag topper pieces, and I'm going to run some adhesive on the back of that. And I'm going to bring in a sheet of grid paper. This is the Stamparatus grid paper, so that I can line this up and get it as centered as possible. So I'm going to put this right down there, and there's the center. And so I'm just going to slide it down a little bit until I have it where I want it, right there. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like to kind of line it up that way so it sits nice and flat. And then I can layer this piece on top. Okay, Now I'm going to put my tree down with some snail. That goes right in the middle. And my sentiment goes on top of that with some dimensionals. Again, I am using lots, but you could probably get away with one. And because this is going on a package, I love all the dimension, I love all of the things. I'm really gonna load this up since I can, because it doesn't get mailed. And if it does get mailed, it goes in another box. So I'm really excited to be able to put a lot of dimension and a lot of pop and accents on this tag. So last but not least, I'm going to take my real red ruched ribbon. I'm going to kind of feed that through the top of my tag here. And then with my ribbon snips, I'm going to snip the end off of here and bring this end up, snip this end off as well. And I'm kind of staggering it, so one is a little bit taller than the other, like this. And then I'm going to grab my Nature's twine, and I'm using the beige color. If you don't have these, or you don't want to use that much of this, then you could do a thick baker's twine, you could do linen thread. There are a lot of options for you. Now, this is the same as all of my other tags that I put ribbon onto. I'm just using a little bit of this, and then I'm using this less expensive piece to kind of use as the tie so that I can tie it onto the ribbon on my package. So I'm making a slip knot here. I'm going to slip these two ends of the ribbon through, and then I'm going to cinch it up by pulling on that tail. And I want to get that knot in the front middle, or you can put it in the back middle. Doesn't matter. So let's try the back on this one. And just cinch it nice and tight. There we go. Now that is what we're going to use to tie to our package. So leave a nice long tail. There we go. Just like so. And we're also going to put on some of those gorgeous frosted epoxy droplets. So I've got the frosted drops here. It also comes with these clear ones that are really pretty as well, but I thought the frosted went really well with this kind of more buffalo check vintage vibe I have going on here. So we're gonna pick one up and put him up here. Another large one goes down in the right hand corner, and then I'm going to use a small one right next to this guy up here. And that's it. That is our finished tag. Oh my goodness, I am in love with this. What do you guys think? You could do this in so many different colors to match your packaging color scheme. This, I have red and gray, and my packages have a brown craft wrap, so that's why I chose to do crumb cake on here. So it's going to coordinate really beautifully with my packages as well as my decor. I have a lot of the red buffalo check going on this year. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for day 4 of Tag Week. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you make some tags based on this here. I would love to see your projects. Just go ahead and send me a message or shoot me a picture on social media. You can find me online at MKre8tions.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/MKre8tions. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at MKre8tions. Thanks so much for joining me on day 4. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is day 5, and if you haven't already, check out days 1 through 3. Everything is linked in the description box below. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!